All right, Salawam Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And today I just want to get into a lesson on how the city will be destroyed, but the righteous will be spared. And pretty much in this time, spirit we are in spiritually Sodom and Egypt, which today is called America. In the scriptures known as spiritually Sodom, Egypt, Babylon. But ultimately the fate of it, which is written throughout the scriptures, is ultimately the total destruction of this landmass, man. It is prophesied of that. But the thing is, the Lord is going to deliver His righteous before He pour forth His wrath, which the climax of that is ultimately going to be World War III. So matter of fact, I'm going to start off with this in the book of Genesis, the 18th chapter. Because scripture talk about what's written aforetime, ratifying learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So these things that has been recorded in the scriptures, although they are actual events that have took place, certain historical events, but also it can have a prophetic overtone. That's why the word hope is there. Hope is a word that's a future tense, And as I mentioned, going to Revelation talks about how this place is spiritually Sodom. So this is Sodom pretty much in its perfection now, man. So let me start off with this, Genesis 18. And I actually started verse 17, and it reads, "And the Lord said, Shall I hide from Abraham the thing which I do? Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great nation, and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him." So that's one of the characteristics of a friend, to know the inner workings, the intents and purposes, which what was that intent and purpose the Lord have revealed unto Abraham? Abram at this point was the destruction, man, of Sodom. Abraham's like him. Abraham now, Salah. It was the destruction of Sodom. Well, guess what? This is once again the intents and purposes of Yahweh Shemel Shai in this lifetime is to destroy Babylon and Greece, which is another title is spiritually Sodom. There's another title is Egypt, because it talks about how Egypt, the whole land will be destroyed when you read 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. That all points to here. This place right here, It's just, for I know him, that he would command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord, to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he has spoken of him. See, which is the blessings by keeping the way. It says, "And the Lord said, because of the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me. If not, I will know." And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before the Lord. And that's the angels, that was going to go into the city. And saying, Abraham drew near and said, "Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked?" See? So as you can see, he was given that report, that he understood that Sodom is about to be violently overthrown. Lot was there. And that's what he was considering. That's why he even threw that. That's why he even threw that out there. Lord, you're going to destroy the righteous with the wicked? Because guess what? That spiritual light is here, man. Being that spiritual light. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Because the elect, could be associated with Lot or Noah, The prophets are over these by the way of these certain characteristics. So like, why I did that? Second Peter. The certain characteristics that's shown through the elect today, man. So let me get this real quick. 2 Peter 2:6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after shall live ungodly. See, going back to that written aforetime, ran for our learning. That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Because why? That same scenario will once again play out, but even greater now. That's why I said Sodom and Gomorrah was a sample, a taste, an appetizer of what's to come. And this is what we're seeing today. From the laws and legislations being passed to the children being targeted now. And everything else in between. Because it talks about how it was old and young Sodomites surrounded Lot's house to get those angels. But it said he was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. It says, for that righteous man, it said, and delivered just Lot, and that's the point. Vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, it was just Lot. And that's what Abraham was considering, Lot. I believe that was his nephew. Understood that he was in that land and that the Lord was about to wreak havoc. But you can see Lot was ultimately he was vexed. He wasn't with Sodom. So that was brought forth his deliverance. Being in that spirit. It says, for that righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, best his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. See, and that's an indicator, that you on the side of the Lord, man. Because going back to this plea, the Lord ain't finna hold back, man. Especially in this lifetime, where the freakism is off the charts, man. And it's not just because, it's just the being used a whole bunch of homos. It's a plethora of more wickedness that's abound. The dietary pushing, these bad diets by, selling these unclean foods such as pork and shrimp, and you presented as someone that's actually doing something by eating, that steak and lobster, but that's really a peasant food, that lobster, which you really don't supposed to eat it anyway. It's unlawful. And a plethora of other things, the doctrines, the lifestyle, the mindsets, all contribute to this madness that you see today here in America. And if those things don't get you fired up 38 hot, man, that just means you part of the destruction, So going back to Genesis chapter 18 and verse 23 again, it says, and Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure, there be filthy righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the filthy righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked. That be far from these. Should not the judge of all the earth do right? And he really was pleading for Lot. Really. You go into it because you know that those cities are known for. Well, I said the city about them in like manner. But Lot was still there. He was in a different spirit than those of the inhabitants of that city. He was part of that righteous. It says, and the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then will I spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which I am but dust and ashes. And that showed that he was humble, but it was He was pleading, man. So that friend aspect, in a sense, to where he said he took upon himself to speak unto the Lord, because of this situation that was about to take place, which was the destruction of Sodom and the whole destruction of this land. And the only one was there that was righteous was Lot. And and guess what? It's that same thing today, man. It's really just that one righteous, that one righteous body here in America, which is the elect, man. That body of Yahushua. Matter of fact, I'm gonna jump down so we can get to it. I'm gonna jump down to 31. I'm gonna jump down to the slot. Verse 32. It says, and he said, "Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet but this once, peradventure 10 shall be found there." And he said, "I will not destroy it for 10's sake." See? It wasn't even 10, it was only just that one righteous spirit. But in this lifetime is a collective body. Matter of fact, let's get that. So it's going back, as I mentioned, how a lot, that certain spirit he was in, he was vexed. That he was known as that righteous man. It was a separation. And that what brought forth, caused that deliverance, being in that spirit. But as I mentioned, I said it was only just that one righteous spirit in that city. Well, it's in a sense the same thing by having that body of that house under that same mindset. This is Ephesians 4:4. It says, "There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called one hope in your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism." See? It's all in one, being on one accord. That same mindset. It's not like we all together because we go for the same basketball team. I'm a Spurs fan and you're a Spurs fan too. No, it's all about having the doctrine of Yahushua. That's this certain mindset, this certain doctrine. This is how we're made one, having that one body. Also, when you read 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, 1 Corinthians 12, and bear with me. Kind. 1 Corinthians 12 in verse 12, it reads, "For as the body is one and have many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Yahushua." See? And this is what you're seeing the body of the Lord come together under this doctrine, man. That's that one righteous within the city, which is the elect. Those are the only ones that's going to be kept in this time. Daniel, the 12th chapter, verse 1, it reads, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, with standard for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time." And yes, and the power is still on and shit, and things are happening, man. How much more when these certain resources, these certain comforts is being taken away? Your daily routine has been suddenly disrupted. It's going to be a crazy time, and that's why I said Michael going to stand up. It's going to take divine intervention to be kept from these troublesome times, man. It says, "And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book, those that are in Yahushua." Those that are in the Lord, that body, man. So the city itself is going to be destroyed, but that righteous will be spared, man. And in this lifetime, because let's go back to Genesis. I think that's Genesis 19, because Lot, he was let's see, Bear with me, let me get it this is Genesis 19 and 17, and it reads, and it came to pass when they had brought them forth a bride, that he said, escape for thy life, and look not behind thee. And guess what? We doing that in the spirit, man. On that path to the kingdom. You know, escaping this and fleeing to the Holy One of Israel, in a sense. We fleeing in the mind, man. You know, we're not making our bed here, making plans, and you trying to complete goals. And it said, look not behind thee, neither stay thou all in the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. See? So as you can see, we in that same spirit as well, fleeing. Because Job had a lot of resources. I mean, not Job, of course Job had resources as well, but he had resources. That was the only reason why he moved to the land, because of the servants of his servants and Abraham's servants was, arguing because it was so much stuff, and it's so little space where they had to spread abroad. But he was gone, man. And when you go into it, he talks about how the angels made him at the gate. He was prophesying. But as you can see, it was a commandment not to look behind. So he couldn't see the judgments. But in this time, that's going to be part of the reward as well. Let's get that in the book of Psalm 91, I believe. Psalm 91. In verse 8, it reads, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. See? So back, in the time of Lot, he was commanded not to, turn back, because it was a representation of you, having a form of attachment to this world. But also that the Lord is going to have us to turn and actually look and see the judgments, man. Because going to it, talks about how Abraham rose up in the morning, seen the smoke from Sodom. The Lord's going to actually let us see the judgment play out in real time as well, man. That destruction. But the point is what? That the city ultimately is going to be destroyed, and the righteous will be spared out of it, man. Which is that one righteous, which is this collect that body of Yahushua, the believers of Yahushua, are the ones that are going to be kept and delivered, and everyone else that's left in the city, Babylon the Great, will be destroyed. So yeah, I can make this hope to edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham Rakha Kudash. The honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the elect, the T word, all true faith and sincerity. Shalom.